Hey guys, what's going on? It's Train Volk here. So, I thought I'd talk to you today. I'm sure you know about that the next NRS game will not be Injustice 3, but it's going to be MK12. But not only that, but MK12 is going to be very mechanically similar to MK11, right? It's just going to be MK11 with tweaks on it. I find this, if true, to be very interesting. And a lot of people might be surprised to hear me say that, but I'm actually more for that than them trying to move on and do another game. I think that it would actually, if NRS could pull it off right, if they could refine the systems of MK11 and make it feel like they didn't just like make a oopsie and left us high and dry, but they actually gave a shit about what they made. I think that would win back a lot of good faith, because even I, who is known for being the most notorious MK11 hater, I consistently said that the gameplay foundation was there to have one of the best 2D fighters of all time, right? It's just that they just sucked at it, you know? And despite the fact that, you know, people like to tout how high the numbers were, right? How many they sold of that game, we all know the game was a flop, right? You can go on any message board, any online space. The only place that it wasn't like this was like the official Mortal Kombat Discord, which was a hug box, right? But anywhere else you went that had discourse about video games, people did not like this game very much. Mortal Kombat 11 just didn't deliver its scene for anybody on any level. And especially for the competitive players like myself, right? People who really liked the nitty-gritty of fighting games. The fact that they simplified everything and they took away so many options, so much diversity in gameplay, and they took away the yummy layers, right? Like, MK11 is not a deep game. Like, I get what they were trying to do, is they thought that Flawless Block would make the game of infinite depth, but that's not really what it turned into, right? It just turned every situation into a 50-50 of, are they gonna Flawless Block me this time or not, right? And it's not interesting. At least to me it isn't. And I know that there are people who, they could find reasons to like the game, but let's be honest, there were a lot of people who their like the game was completely rooted in the fact that it was the first time in a fighting game that had any success, right? And that was because it didn't require them to have any higher degree of thinking, right? You weren't required by Mortal Kombat 11 to be smart. Let's be honest here. It helped, right? It helped, but because everything was so rote and similar, at a certain point you were just kind of mixing each other up, right? At a certain point you were just kind of mixing each other up all the time, even if the mix was super basic and boring. So it's like, even if you were a mixed player, it wasn't even fun to play the game, right? Because what were you gonna do? People got tired of doing strike throw, and then when you introduced characters like Sub-Zero, who broke that rule, who were like actual old school NRS 50-50 characters, it was hella toxic for the game, right? But despite that, and despite the fact that, you know, everyone knows I hated the game, I hated Mortal Kombat 11 with a passion. I thought it was terrible. And I still think it's terrible to this day. My mind hasn't changed on it one bit. But if they could do it right, if they could fix all the issues that we had with the game as it was designed, I would play it. Because it could be very good. There is potential, a lot of potential, for that game to be good. But I'm very curious about what you guys would think about it. Would you take it? Would you take Mortal Kombat 11.5, the same mechanics and everything, but with the grievances addressed, like, you know, maybe not have flawless blocking on hit and stuff like that, right? Would you play that? Or were you really hoping for like new gameplay systems altogether? I'm very curious what you guys think. I personally am curious to see if that's what we get at the Game Awards. If we do, I might play it, depending on what they do with it. I mean, this is all highly conditional, of course, but I don't think it could hurt for them to try it again. I mean, what else are they gonna do, right? Their goodwill got really tarnished, I think. You really got tarnished, especially even just judging from the comments on my last video mentioning that about people losing their faith in RS. Let me know what you guys think. Also, the game I'm playing is Elder Souls, by the way. I highly recommend playing this game. It's sick. So, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to, like, start a quick discussion about it and see what people thought, where their heads were at. Gotta kill this boss first, of course. Man, that was close. There we go. Alright, so yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Are you interested in the idea of an improved Mortal Kombat 11 from Mortal Kombat 12? Or were you really hoping we would get a different game altogether? I'll catch you guys later.